Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is a self-assessment checklist for civil engineers. So this is basically for young civil engineers and also for the freshers. So one has to make self-evaluation. So there is a checklist which I am going to brief here. So please kindly go through this video, watch till the end, and you can make your own self-assessment and checklist for civil engineers, mainly for the employability point of view. Previously, I have also given you videos how to market and sell your resumes, as well how to create opportunities. So if you have not watched, I will give the link in the description. You can also watch those videos, so you can go through those videos and see the possibilities and increasing your opportunities and market and sell resumes. So there are strategies are given, so those also you can see. So in this video we mainly see like what is a checklist for the self-assessment for young fresh civil engineers. So before we go into the videos, once again I thank all my subscribers, viewers for your continued support, and please watch till the end. If you like, please comment and share. Those who are not subscribed, please subscribe and press the bell icon. So we will go into the video now. So as I said, the topic is self-assessment checklist for civil engineers. So it is very important once you complete your civil engineering, either it is a diploma or graduate civil engineering BTech or BE, you must have the requisite knowledge and details, so that you can face the market, or you can face your employment with lot more confidence. What happens failing which is you will face a lot of difficulties in your workplace. So civil engineering is such that you will keep learning from your workplace, as well you continue to keep learning in your career, because the engineering is such, and civil engineering especially, you have an opportunity and you will have to keep on update and upgrade yourself and keep learning. But even before going to the field, it is important also that you should possess basic and minimum details and knowledge, so that you can able to do a better job output and minimize any errors as well. So let us see what is the basic requirements before we generally go into the workplace. So one of the basic qualities first I would say is you should be able to read the drawings. So it is important that you should be able to read the drawings, especially basic to start from buildings. So you know the foundation drawings, you should know the excavation layout drawings. So marking, straight away it comes to marking. So you have different footing sizes, so it will be mentioned as F1, F2, F3, and column will be C1, C2, C3, like that. Different column sizes will be there, footing sizes will be there. So you should be able to read the column layout, footing layouts, and calculate the center line distances, and to know how to mark the same in the field. So once a drawing is given, you must be confident enough to calculate the distances and details, and you should be able to translate the drawing into the ground. So this is a very important topic. So you should be good enough to read drawings. So first you should need to have an access to the drawings. So you must have a setting out plan in your college itself. So you would have made some setting outs during college days. So if you are a beginner or fresher, sometimes you may not be asked to do in the field straight away, but you will be required to assist in measuring and marking and driving pegs, etc. So during the process also, even if you are not asked to calculate, you should be able to take a Xerox copy of those drawings and keep it privately and start calculating and doing on yourself what is being translated on the ground by your seniors. So always give importance whether or not you are asked to do it, you should be able to read drawings, mark on the ground. Second is baseline. What is the baseline given in the drawing? Generally it is given from the access road frontage of the building. So from there, that boundary, from there, what is the central face of the building, or the center line of the column on the face of that road face. So those details you have to know. First baseline, you have to read the drawing where it is marked, and then from that dimension you should be able to mark the baseline, and from the baseline you should be able to take 90 degrees. So how to take 90 degrees, it would have been taught in your college as well. In the field also you will know, it is 3, 4, 5 method. So it is 3, 4, 5. So that is what we call in the field. So you measure in that pattern and fix your right angle. So once you do the setting out, then you take the measurements on all the 4 sides from the boundaries and check the data given in drawing and on the field is right or not. If there is some variation, then you should bring it to the notice of the higher seniors or the management and see if there is any major variation, then it should be addressed. So always setting out is started from one baseline, and then it is completely layout is marked and checked on all the 4 sides and see that basic requirements are matching. So always there will be some minor variations, but those things has to be exactly captured and measured. So that is the important role of the setting out. So you'll have to do the 90 degrees, you'll have to check the diagonals. So all those preparation and drawings, reading and calculating and translating on the field, you should know. If you are doing an assisting job also, you should be able to understand quickly and able to translate in your second project as well. So this marking and checking and taking baseline and perpendicular lines and all other excavation markings are very important. So please give importance and attention to this and keep it in your priority. So this should be in your priority for doing. So once you are good in it, you can always write in your resumes, I can read drawings, do the layout marking on ground and have those exposure, then you can straight away add in your resume. Now next level of marking, after that you will have to do the excavation. So during excavation also, in structural drawing it will be given that at what level of soil, which kind of soil it should be rested on a hard soil. So you have a different nature of soil. You may have a filled up soil on the top, you may have a clay soil. As you go deeper you get hard soil or muram soil. So you should know what is the different kind of soil is available. So accordingly, what is the minimum depth of excavation is given. Then if it is a hard soil, then you can rest as per the structural notes. You can follow it and you can able to identify it. So where do you want to rest your foundation as per the structural drawing. So you should able to know the classification of soil, whether it is a loose soil or it is a filled up soil, it is a clay soil or it is a muram soil or whatever you are encountering. Then that is the during the start of the excavation you should be able to understand and you should be able to mark it. Also you should be able to do the estimation before once you start your marking. So up to at least foundation level, plinth level, how much of concrete quantity is involved, how much of PCC is involved, how much of RCC is involved, brickwork is involved, plinth beam quantities, footing quantities, column quantities, plinth beam. Generally they will mention as PB1, PB2, PB3 like that. So once you have those quantities, you should be able to calculate the required material so that you can make your material requisition. So all these things has to be done before the start of the work. So you should have the proficiency in doing it. So please, you should know the basic estimation, plus you should know the required materials calculation. So then only you can make the requisition. Of course you can learn at site as well, but you should know beforehand. It will be better and you will have a better control and you will have a better respect in your work spot. So you should also know the specifications of concrete. What is a concrete given for PCC? It is given as M10 or it is M7.5 or for RCC M20, M25. So what is the specification for plastering, for internal plaster, for external plaster, for ceiling plaster? So like that, those specifications from drawing you should make a record and you should keep. So what is a practice adopted in your area, particular site, particular project? So generally similar practice will be adopted, but whatever is given in drawing you should be able to read and capture it in your memory. So if it is a brickwork, whether it is given as 1:5, or if it is an internal plaster 1:3 or 1:4, so external plaster 1:4, 1:5, so like that. So cement mortar, so you should know these ratios in hand and you should be able to keep it in your memory. So this is important. What is the specifications used in the concrete and masonry work and plaster works? So you should also know what are the different types of cement. Basically, if you take into buildings, we are not going into the specifics of this thing, but at least as far as for the structures and masonry and plasters, you have OPC cement, which is used for RCC work. If it is for masonry and plaster, you can go for PPC. So the difference of OPC and PPC, so PPC will take less time for setting time will be slightly longer, so thereby the cracks is avoided better than OPC. So there are some advantages with OPC and PPC. So RCC it is OPC, and for masonry and plasterwork it is PPC. Once you bring two different cement, then you should be able to store properly and you should be able to use for the specific work properly. So there should not be any, preferably there is no mix up with cement for different works. So if it is meant for masonry, then PPC can be used. So there is a cost saving involved with the OPC and PPC. So OPC will be slightly expensive and PPC will be at least 5 to 10 rupees per bag less will be there. So you can use according to the structural drawings or the local practice or as per your guidance from your management. So you can use different types of cements. If there is a possibility that there is a difficulty in storing two different cements and then using it, then it is better to go for OPC. And also you should know the bulk materials like cement, sand, aggregates, coarse aggregates like 20 mm metal and other this thing. You should know the acceptance and rejection criteria. So how do you accept? From the naked eye itself you should be able to see whether the quality of bricks is good or not, or the aggregates 20 mm metal is good or not, the sand is good or not. You should know the basic details, and you always, all these things you keep a note and then make a summarize it, keep an abstract and register in your memory, so that you should be able to tell your suppliers that whether there is like sand, there is silt content is more, or that just take the sand and see, and there are certain guidelines given. So as per that you can go through it. Like aggregates 20 mm metal, it should be good rounded granular metal. It should not be flaky, or there should not be too much of dust and all those things. So these are all basic things which will be there, and you should note it. Otherwise you can always go through my book, which has a practical handbook of civil engineering, where all these details are captured and given, so that it will be easy for you to have an idea. So this is also, once you know these things, you can add in your resumes that testing of basic bulk materials also as one of your qualities in your resume. So that also increases your opportunities. Also you should know the different cover which is used for RCC works. Like in foundation we use 50 mm cover for columns and beams, slabs of different sizes. So generally the cover block it comes in a ready-made, as well as it is done at manufactured site. So that is the basic first job to be done. So the proper cover or cover size, whether they are using it, they are making it, then you should ensure that. So you should know basic cover details as well. So that is also one important topic. So trial mix, it again depends on the companies whether they allow you to do the trial mix, and or they prescribe the standard which they regularly follow. So M20, M25, what is the when it is used in boxes, how many boxes to be used? Sometimes they use this mortar pan, Tesla, I don't know what they call, but so if they use in gamelas like that, so you should be able to convert, and preferably it should be avoided but some compromise being done at site, so depending upon the work culture, so even if it is used in gamelas and all, you should be able to convert and what is the sizes of number of boxes or number of gamelas to be used, M20, M25. So always keep a note, keep a watch. And of course, if you have the habit of taking cubes and you can test it, if you are making trial mixes, it is very good, you can do the trial mixes as well. So this is also one important point when you use different grades of concrete. What is the how much of measurements it has to be done. So generally for any work you should be able to know how much of cement bags is today you have to cast 10 footings, so you should be able to calculate how many cement bags is required, whether you have that sufficient cement bags or you have to make your indent requisition, all those things. So you should be able to do estimation. That is why it is important not only for the quantity surveys, it is even for a site engineer. For small work you should be able to calculate the quantities and you should be able to calculate the required materials. So generally marking masons also will do the job, and if you are checking it, you should be able to do the checking part as well. So always do the proper reading of drawings, proper marking, understand the detailings of the markings and checking part of it. Similarly, water level, so tube level or water level, it is called differently. So this also application of this tube level, water level is important. So wherever there is no leveling instrument, so you have to depend on water level, tube level. So this how to check, how to mark, you should be able. So this is a very important aspect. However, the marking masons will start the work even for excavation, bottom level of excavation, PCC, top level. So every level plinth beam. So every level you need this water level references marking on every pit. You should make and mark it. So you should be able to transfer these points. It is very important. And you should also be able to fix the floor level from the existing approach road, how much height you want to rise it as per the local practice. So all those things, this water level is very important in the absence of leveling instrument. Also you should see these water levels are used at various stages, for sill levels, for lintel levels, for slab bottom levels. So water levels will be carried all through your buildings. You should also be able to calculate the BBS. So BBS calculation, basic details and basic detailings of the BBS, you must be able to do it. So that is part of your checklist. So you can definitely make it a practice to do the BBS. So once the column boxes are laid, how to check the verticality before concrete and after concrete. So you should be good enough to do those things, and you need to check those verticalities, very important. So how to use the plumb bob and how to check this, how to adjust and bring into the vertical line. So curing period for concrete, curing period for masonry, curing period for brickwork. So it is all important. So you should know, and accordingly, so you should mark it in a paint whenever concrete columns are casted. Date of casting is marked in paint, so that how long you need to cure it, you will know it better. So for the purpose of basic detailing, estimation and all, you can refer my book, Practical Handbook on Building Construction, or Estimation and Costing 2021. These two books will extremely helpful for giving a comprehensive details of all these details. So you can either go through my books, or you can go through the social media, YouTube, or you can Google it, you will find it. But acquire those skills and details, so it will be very helpful in facing your employment. So you should also know what is the importance of wetting the bricks before using bricks, blocks for masonry. Before use, you should immediately drench the bricks with water, so that the importance and requirements also you should know. So the moment you use it, the brick should be wet so that it don't absorb water from the cement mortar. The moment it absorbs water from the cement mortar, then there is the joint of brick and cement mortar will widen, so there is a possibility of a gap. So you should avoid, in order to avoid that, generally before start of the brickwork, you should always spray a lot of adequate water onto the bricks. So these laborers generally they tend to skip it, but this is where you step in and play the role of sprinkling water. Also, you should know the water cement ratio. What is water cement ratio? For how many, for one bag of cement, how much water to be used, if it is 20 liters or 25 liters. So you should know those details and you should accordingly use it. See that operator uses proper amount of water. So during slab shuttering for complete buildings, so you should be careful to check the bottom levels, reinforcement and concrete levels, top levels. So all these markings, beam markings, so it's all important. So you should be able to read the shuttering drawings, you should be able to do proper drawing, proper marking and checking. So this is an important topic. And another is, as I said, a checklist. So you have various checklists are available from excavation to the finishing and painting. So once you have the checklist, you know what are the points to be checked. It will be very easy that you don't miss any item. So you can do the checkings, and that is very helpful. So checklist. So all these checklists are available in the practical handbook. So you can go through it, or it is available in the Google, or you can search it and you can get it. So in any case, please have these details and check yourself that wherever you require detailing, you just go to the places like so Google or YouTube, or you can search information and collect it. Definitely you can also learn from the field, from the work spot as well, but the more you get more details before going to the work spot, you will have a better respectability at this spot. So please kindly do this, and I had given these details of this checklist in a descriptive form as well, so you can go through this. So once again, I thank all my subscribers for watching this video. I hope this will be helpful to you, and in case if you like, please share and comment, and if you are not subscribed, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.